Africa, with its population of over 1 billion people, is ripe for innovative entrepreneurs. The opportunities for making money on the continent are endless, and Forbes Africa has its finger on the pulse of African wealth creation. Africa, welcome your newest premier business magazine. A proud moment for the Forbes Africa team. The first edition of Forbes Africa, hot off the printing press at Palm Media, ready to hit store shelves on October the 1st. A career highlight for Forbes Africa managing editor Chris Bishop.
Business is the new rock and roll in Africa. I think everybody is getting into it. It's a fascinating emerging market, and I think Forbes Africa couldn't have come at a better time.
There is a lot of interest in the continent in general, and going a step forward, looking at the BRIC countries, 3 new franchisees have come out this year, all in emerging markets. So it just shows us that there's a global shift towards looking at emerging markets as opposed to mature and established economies.
The vision is for it to be a growing, independent, clear voice in the continent, where people can not only see what's happening, but also see the good side of it, see the bad side of it. If it's something we don't like, we're going to say so. We're nobody's cheerleaders. We're going to actually give people a rounded, balanced story in everything that we write.
Forbes Africa moves African business news, owners of the CNBC Africa brand, a step closer to the vision of building a stable of business news platforms across sub-Saharan Africa. Rakesh Wahi, vice chairman and co-founder of ABN, celebrates the achievement of this important milestone.
It's like bringing up a baby. We brought up our first one in 2007, and it's going through childbirth a second time around, and I think we're very, very excited about it.
Negotiations with Forbes headquarters were tough.
I don't see how it's being fair.
Just sort of take that off the table as it's just not going to happen.
And the clause states that clearly, right?
People have lost patience here.
Understanding the Forbes way and putting that into an African context took a lot longer than expected.
I did not think that, it's going to take me 3 years to negotiate this contract. We've been backwards and forwards with the US and the attorneys in the US. I can't tell you how many times. I think I'm on version 50.
Oh, no, I'm not doing final copies again.
Okay.
Not until we're all fully in agreement.
Great, I'm glad we're on the same page.
But finally, much to the relief of ABN General Manager Roberto Naidu, common ground was achieved and the contract finally signed on the 13th of April 2011.
The day that we finally said, listen, we're ready to sign and we're ready to go, was the best feeling I could tell you I've ever had, because the time has come, the time has arrived, and it was exciting.
With the paperwork out of the way, the Forbes Africa team rose to meet the challenge to create a premier magazine that would shine a light on the people changing the face of Africa.
Forbes is a very sexy title. We believe that it gives not only the economic imperatives of business, but also focuses on people. And that's the area that we are most excited about.
Well, the competition's tough, but we think we've got a winner. We think we've got that blend of Pan-African coverage and also the celebration of the entrepreneurial spirit in all its glory and problems. We think there are many, many untold stories out there. One story, one of my favorites from the magazine, is about a man called Base Sebonejo in Botswana. Now, this man is very rich, but he's not very well known. And the point is, his story, he went from on his hands and knees cleaning people's carpets to now cleaning up millions of dollars with he's built his business slowly, he's got an eye for the main chance, and yet he's got no side, he's got no front, he's got no airs and graces.
Forbes Africa, like its US counterpart, is about celebrating the entrepreneurial spirit and not being afraid to say it like it is.
We need to be frank. I think we need to be fearless. We will be speaking to a lot of the rich and famous and powerful people in the continent, but we'll be telling both sides of their story, the good and the bad. We'll be telling the disappointments as well as the successes, and just so people get a balanced view of the people who are shaping the future of this continent.
Making money is one thing, but spending it is where the fun lies.
I always tell people that Forbes isn't just a business magazine. There's a very large lifestyle component to it. There's a gap in the market. We're looking at celebrating wealth. We've talked about entrepreneurial capitalism and free markets, but there's also a very large component in celebrating wealth and seeing how people make their money and more importantly, how they spend it.
A picture paints 1,000 words, and with all the articles in the bag, one big question remained. Who would take the coveted front cover spot? South Africa's Prince of Minds, Patrice Motsepe, with a net worth of over 23 billion rand, was the obvious choice. 3 years of tough negotiations and 6 months of hard work culminates in a momentous occasion for the Forbes Africa team. But with hundreds of success stories and many more cover spots to fill, the journey has only just begun.
Like in all our businesses, we see Forbes Africa as a premier publication across the continent. We are starting out with South Africa, with distribution in Nigeria and Kenya. But as we build our points of presence across Africa, which is going to be in 18 countries by 2013, we should be distributing the magazine in all these markets. We want to make sure editorially we cover ourselves from all these markets and build a comprehensive publication across the African continent.